Suki. How are you?
Okay, fine.
So good to see you, sir.
Good to see you, Fernando.
I'm so sorry I missed your event yesterday.
That's too bad. We had a good time.
I heard there was like 100 people here.
Day was beautiful. God was happy, sun was shining.
Right.
Yeah.
It was 100 of your most favorite tennis players here, and then friends and family.
Yes.
How was it having everybody here looking at your fabulous art?
It's good to see the friends here, but also good to see the people who admire the creativity of any arts, either it's sculpture, painting, music. We even have our musician friend, Chris.
Yes, I know Chris.
Yesterday he was playing.
Right, I heard Chris is an insane great talent.
I had no idea he has such a good voice.
He does?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
What is your approach when you start one of your sculptures?
Approach is to do it, it's with the concept, everything starts with the idea. And idea comes when the kid, I'm taking back when it starts, it's very hard to say, okay, now I sit down, I do a sculpture, you can't. It has to be inside you. And then that seed slowly grows, and you tune into the creativity part of it. Then you think, okay, let me see what can I do that will give some impact on the society and also what I feel. And art for me, it is what you believe, that you should be honest with it. That's what I say.
Do you think you'd be this great of a sculptor if you hadn't broken down your car in a desert, if you didn't know about medical stuff, if you didn't do all these things in your life? Would you be this good with all these things that you've done?
Yeah, let me tell you before I did sculpture, I did farming one season. My father, grandfather, they had a large farm. And I know when I do something, I do it best. It's just inborn. Whatever you do it, And so I did one season farming because my father wanted me to put me in a medical college. I said, I don't like medical college, I'd rather do farming. But I don't like blood and knives and all that, So then some friend told him that, why don't you put him in an art college? So that's how I have the seed for creativity in me from childhood.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Your latest project I saw that they put was that for a tennis court or a tennis club?
It's up in Chemisel. It's called Match Point. Yeah, it's up in Carmel, Monterey, up north. Yeah, it's a pretty 10 feet tall piece, and I think everybody, even sometimes they have a pre-US Open qualifiers. They play in that tournament there.
Wow.
So I got so many compliments from pros there that, said, who did that, so, yeah.
There's something about your sculptures that you just want to keep staring at it, and you kind of get involved. You get into the the feeling of it. It's like amongst the other artists that I've seen, you have a certain style and depth to it that I love. What do people usually say about your sculptures and stuff?
A lot of the time they ask me, what is it? How did you come to that idea? Or when you explain from the concept to the visualization and then realization, that comes in when the physical part comes. This whole process. And even when you're doing a sculpture, it can change, your thought can change. So the most recent sculpture I did is called Amazonian. I started with a lady, seated lady. I wanted to have the nature involved, And pretty soon, seated lady, it must have a bird on the shoulder. The color has to be almost like a forest color. The colors of the nature this is a little political on that sense, that we are destroying the nature. So lately I'm very much geared towards making sculpture that people are aware we shouldn't be destroying the nature. Because without the nature, we cannot exist. Humans can't exist. And the saddest part is with the Amazon forest. So that sculpture, I titled it Amazonian. So it's a combination of human, animal, and the bird, and the nature, all in one piece, with the very four colors, the colors of the forest and the colorful of the rainforest. So this is how it gets progressed.
You know why I'm doing this interview with you today? It's because when I first met you, I already loved you. I thought, like, the second I met you, it's like, you're my friend. You have that feeling, you have this thing, this aura about you that I want to be your friend. Even when I'm on the tennis court, I quit playing, I want to come over and shake your hand.
I remember you first time.
I'm sorry, no, here comes Suki, I got to talk to you. So, what do you think is this inner thing about you that's so like that you project this like niceness, aura, and love?
I tell this to a lot of the people here. There's no country better than United States. When people say, oh, police is this bad, they are this bad, I say no, it depends how you approach. When you approach something with any kind of a negative feeling, then you get a negative response. If you meet somebody, say hello with an open heart, you'll get the same response. So it's a very common, but sometimes people forget that they are supposed to be loving and caring for all human being and the nature and everything around us. So it's basically a projection that attracts, make other person as nice as you show yourself.
I agree, completely agree.
Yeah.
And let's go back to your sculptures, some of the ones that you have outside.
Right.
Like, do you have your top 3 favorites that you've made, and then you had to you had to give it away, and you really kind of maybe wanted to keep it? Has that ever happened?
Some sculpture, I make them, I said, okay, I want to keep it. Yeah. A large one I did, which is this one. This is a bronze. It's called Walk With Me. I said, yesterday the guy says, you want to sell this? I said, no, that's one I'm going to keep it because it has a lot more sentimental values,
Mm-hmm.
And then the time factor is also, when you did it. So there's an association of the.
When you sell a piece to a client, does the relationship become like a kind of a lifelong relationship? They call you or keep in touch with you, like, hey, I have it over here in the house now. Oh, I put it at my business. Is that what happened?
Some people do. Yeah. I have a friend who bought a piece. He's in Arizona. So he once in a while says, how are you doing? But a lot of the sculpture that gallery sells or they have sold, I don't know who the person is, I generally just say, but once in a while, you say, oh, I have his piece. Yeah. Some people say, I did another piece long time ago. There was large of this called Kiss. And the couple who bought, they wrote me a nice letter. They said, every time we had a breakfast, we have it close to that sculpture. It's in our garden. We sit there and we enjoy sitting there and company of your sculpture.
Let me ask you the question that nobody asks.
Yeah.
How do you put a price on it? Like, how do you say, that's $8,500, that's $100,000? How do you put a price on your stuff?
I have given away a lot of the work. Say somebody likes it, oh, it's yours. I say, are you sure?
Wow.
I did it to my tennis friend up in Garner. He said, oh, this is so beautiful. Okay. I said, you like it? Yeah. I said, go ahead, it's yours.
Wow.
He said, what? I So yeah, doesn't matter. You know, money really matters in life. Generally, it matters. But if you look at philosophical way or beyond the money, it doesn't matter because people survive anyway. You know, so the money, I don't think it should be the focus. Say, okay, but the pricing, generally the gallery sets the prices. Because what they do is they say, oh, well, we have sold this piece of this much, so this should be either this much or that much. And I say, oh, okay, fine.
So, Suki, we have a mutual friend, Linda Eros,
Right.
has helped you, you know, promote you and stuff, and having all these people at the party here, you know, being here. How did you feel when you had everyone here, you know, crowding the place up, looking at stuff, almost breaking stuff? Like, how was that?
It's good to, you know, it gives a different energy. You get a lot of communicating with people. Sometimes the people come here, oh, I haven't seen you in 5 years, you know, each other. So it becomes a meeting place even for other people. But for me personally, it's always good, you know, always good to see people appreciate what you do.
You know what memory I have of you is you're on a tennis court with one hand and the tank, and you're still hitting. Let me hit a few of these. Let me hit a few of these. And just so like nothing's going to stop you from hitting the ball.
Yeah, I love tennis. You know, tennis and art is very similar because when you are doing, I know I forget everything. When I play tennis, if I have to do some work or thinking, I don't think. Tennis is it's like it takes you back to your childhood. Any ball game, because that's the first thing a 2-year-old is given by the parents. You know, tennis is the same, and art is the same. A 2-year-old, 5-year-old can create beautifully. They do, until their parents or teacher says, this is not very good, you know.
Right.
So then the kid gets, you know, they get discouraged. Yes.
You've had the life of 10 men. You've had like 20 careers. Is there something else you want to do that you haven't done yet that you want to do?
Yeah, I wish I had 10 more years. I could do few more.
You will. Have another 15, 20.
Why not? Why
All
not?
right. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I highly respect you. I think you're an awesome person, and thank you for giving me the time to talk to me today.
Anytime.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.